Well, hello. Welcome to Lee's show. I hope everybody's having a great day today, considering all the stuff that happened throughout the week. Since I talked to you, let's see, that was Monday. I had my procedure done Wednesday, waiting for all the test results. Hold on a second. Tried to get all the noise out of in the background. So anyhow, we are. Well, my procedure was Wednesday and everything. I guess they gave me an extra more stuff because when they went down and did some took out a bunch of stuff, it kind of made it a little rough. So they had me really doped up. So yesterday I was still not focused. Today I'm doing a lot better today. Woke up to some very loud thunder boomers. We had a really heavy rainstorms last night. I'm noticing my thing on YouTube is not working for some reason. We got a lot going on with the around the country. Of course, last night the president was at the White House with his, doing his final speeches and stuff. Nominate for the president for re-electing for president again. And so far, I like everything I've seen. It was funny. I was watching it, and I noticed that, of course, I had all the live streams going on for people, using their cell phones or whatever, getting different images and captures and stuff, right? And then I would watch the one at the White House, when they were doing all their stuff. But when the protesters were out there, they were trying to make so much noise with loudspeakers and radios or whatever they were, in their vehicles trying to get to the 15th Avenue and all that to the Pennsylvania Avenue area. They didn't even. I didn't even hear even a tinge of a sound with them hollering, screaming, banging on pots and pans and buckets and stuff like that. You didn't even hear it at the White House. It was so. I think they did all that noise for nothing, just for themselves, And it looked like the officers and stuff and Secret Service and all them did a wonderful job by the looks of all of that. But anyway, welcome to the Lee Lewis Show. And I want to give you guys a thumbs up. Thank you very much for following me and liking my show and everything. I'm slowly building up there. I'd like to see it get even bigger. If please, hit the like button, share button, follow me. And plus, if you have any comments or anything that, any topics that you want to, get into, talk about, would like me to talk about, hey, shoot me online, shoot me some information or, about the history of our country and everything. Plusly, if you want to, volunteer and help me grow my show and everything, I want to start going out and I'm looking for a special camera and everything. I'm going to start going around the local area around here, and when there's things that arises or happens and stuff like that, I like to get those captured and probably in sync that with the show and stuff. Plus, with fall coming up, going to some of these farms and everything. Apple butter is one of my favorite things. I like the apples, make apple butter. I like to make apple pies, you name it, apple cake, all that good stuff. So fall is just around the corner. And I noticed the schools were started up yesterday too, so that's a plus. Everything that was supposed to be happening in our country, I don't know anywhere else. I'm hearing there's some are going to be starting first of the month, I believe it is. Sometime in September, next week, I believe it is. But ours started yesterday. in our area. And the buses picked up all the kids, and they're going to school 5 days a week and everything. So hey, let's hope this works out for our children, because our children definitely need some education, proper education. Plus, they need that structure for being at school and stuff like that. Plus, keep them out of trouble. Maybe some of this riots and stuff like that. And I noticed, I wanted to see the games and stuff like that, but they wanted to protest because of the gentleman got shot in the back stuff. I understand, but they're not thinking, I don't think, because if they would have the games on there, that would pull back some people and stay home and watch the game, or get tickets to the game, or whatever else they're working it. But I think it would eliminate, if we can get everybody back to school, back to working and everything, we'll have less people out in the streets causing chaos. I mean, how you got this kid at 17 years old going around thinking he's going to help protect the property and everything like that. Instead, of course, it shows that some of it was self-defense, but still, going around carrying guns, that's for the law enforcement. But of course, with the law enforcement, they're stuck babysitting the rioters that are, terrorizing the town and burning the towns down. They can't be out there protecting everything all at one time, So if somebody calls, and I noticed the one town, there was 80 911 calls, and they couldn't even get to them because they were too busy happened to babysit the people who were trying to destroy the town. And it was it's craziness, really craziness. But talking about the thunder boomers last night or this morning, it was pretty loud. Shook the trailer a few times and everything. But, they're talking about, thunder showers, of course, we had this morning and everything, and maybe some tonight. But over the weekend, it's going to really, really look nice. We're going to be in the cooler 70s. Hopefully that heat wave is gone for a while. It was pretty hot yesterday. But we're going to be cooling off a little bit. And Monday, of course, we'll be getting some more showers. But you can see the rest of the week and everything is, it's going to be a lot more cooler than it has been. The humidity and stuff's going to be there. Of course, we had the tragedy with the hurricane that came up down there by the Gulf. You can see the path that is right now where it's at, going, I believe it's northeast of Little Rock, heading now, going to be heading towards the east, West Virginia area and stuff like that, right back out to the ocean. And they'll keep track of it. Plus, we're just in the beginning of the hurricane season. So if you're traveling and everything, please, be careful. Don't want anybody hurt and everything, because these tragedies that happen down in the South, they're saying let's see here. The winds going across now are down to 30 miles per hour, tropical storm type deal. But of course, it could still whip up some tornadoes on its way. So be careful. They're saying that Lake Charles is the ones that got hit the most or the worst of it. So let's pray for them, and hopefully, everybody is going to be okay. My understanding, a little girl got killed with a tree that came in the house, and a couple elderly couple, that my understanding. They're looking for water and snacks. So if you contribute to the FEMA type, you can look, Red Cross or whatever, and you want to help out any of these people, please don't hesitate to reach out. And, like I said, they need water and snacks, to help them through, because their water's shut off right now. The electricity, the power's down. so they don't have any resource and stuff like that. Hopefully they're in a safe area, but because of the COVID and everything, they're probably having a hard time a little bit because of the distance and stuff. So they're probably more spread out than normal. So if you can, reach out because, these floodwaters and all that stuff. And plus, please watch out these people that did get their properties destroyed all the way through. The scams, these scam insurance people and all that stuff going around saying their insurance company, you got to pay so much to, give them so much money and then they'll go and, whatever. And they're not even real people, or the contractors that are not real. So make sure you check out their credentials and everything before you make any harsh decisions. Okay. Let's see here. I'm getting a little bit better at this, I hope. Like I said, if you give me some help on this and, to work on this a little bit better, any ideas and stuff like that would really be appreciated. Like I said, I'm looking for an editor type deal to help me out. We'll set up an area here and, get everything ready for the show. So I'm not kind of bouncing around and all that stuff that's going on. Talking about what's going on and stuff, if you noticed, Washington, D.C. today is having the Black History March of 1,000 people or more in Washington, D.C. for Martin Luther King. Have a dream. I guess not only they're talking about that, they're also talking about, black people got shot, by the cops and everything. I was looking at all kinds of footage and stuff like that, and where the guy got shot. I know he should not have gotten shot 7 times in the back. That was ridiculous, But there was another gentleman that they were trying to tackle. There was 2 cops tackling this guy in a car. Got him out of his car, and right when they were trying to handcuff, this guy started getting all bouncy and everything like that, trying to get away from the cops. He got loose. He got tased, but he was able to reach in this front seat of his car, pull out a gun, and shot the 2 officers. Okay, I could see where the cops kind of got a little nervous when he went towards his car and everything, and I guess there was a knife in the front seat or whatever, and why the gentleman had the children back of the car when he was, with having a knife around some drugstore place or some place he was at, gas station. And then he was out there because some couple ladies or something were having a conflict. And, he left his kids in the car by themselves, Yeah, there's a lot of things that is coming up out of this so far. We still haven't seen the police uniforms body cam. So when that comes out, we'll see more of what's going on. But yeah, you shouldn't have been shot that many times in the back. That was uncalled for. Of course, the guy's paralyzed from that. It's ridiculous. Some of the stuff is legitimate. I wouldn't want to be shot 7 times or whatever. But I'm not going to resist arrest either, because by resisting arrest, you're causing yourself to be in harm's way of the cops. They're saying, I can't breathe, and hands up, stuff like that, That's what he should have done. He should have just let the cops, because he had a warrant for his arrest for some charges and all that. But, it's, Martin Luther King, he had the march and everything, it was all pretty well all peaceful and stuff, except for one guy got out of hand back then. But, peaceful marches, there's nothing wrong with that. We do have that right. But to go sit there and hurt people is not right whatsoever. I'm just saying, So, Martin Luther King, he was a good man. He knew his stuff, and trying to keep slavery, people, with the equal rights, and keep the slavery out, to understand what that was all about. and, to keep the right movements going on. Another topic I wanted to top on that, okay, and I kept hearing that they want to take out history, a lot of the history out of the history books and everything, and replace it with a whole bunch of other stuff, okay. Now, my understanding that February is African American History Month. Okay, when I was at the school, working at a school, I always remember, February, all the pictures and everything. They made corsage, everything everything, and the teachers were reading and talking about back in the days with, slavery and all the big important people that were involved in that. Now, I don't know what areas do that anymore, or if they still do it. I'm not sure, but I haven't been worked at a school for quite a few years. But I did some research. I looked up some stuff just to back what I'm saying. Okay, Black History Month is an annual celebration of achievement by the African Americans and the time for recognizing the central roles of Black U.S. history, also known as African American History Month. The event grew out. Black History Week started, was just by the week, back in when Carter G. Woodson, excuse me, my tongue is just twisted, and other Paramount African Americans. Since 1976, every U.S. president has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month. Okay? Other countries around the world, including Canada and the United Kingdom, has this. Okay? Now, Black History Month is celebrated every February as a homepage of an achievement of the African Americans who shaped Americans' history. The idea for the way to celebrate African American achievement started in 1915 by historian Carter G. Woodson, and that's the gentleman there you see on the screen right there, and other promotions of African American figures of that day. All right, let's see what image I have next here. So all the schools ever since, let's see here, and this gentleman, okay, the seed of what now known as Black History Month is planted in the Declaration themes of Carter G. Woodson, is noted scholar, author, and co-founder of Associations for Studies for Black Life and History. The son of former slave, Woodson received a Ph.D. in 1912 from Harvard University, where he studied under renowned historian who minimized the importance and believed the heritage of the contribution of the Black American history was included from. He understood it was excluded from the history back then, and saw the knowledge to build and change in social change. Okay, he noticed that this should have been part of the history. Now, this has been going on since 1912, after he got his PhD. Wilson dedicated the research, and he promoted the black history as been memorialized by his actions. In 1926, he declared the second week of February. Okay, so that's where that week came in, where Black History Month or Black History Week was every week. Okay, and then of course the race, and then in his own words, if a race has no history, it has no worthwhile tradition. It becomes a negligible factor in the thoughts of the world and stands in danger of being extinct. Today, Woodson brainchild has entered the month of February. First celebration in 1976, Black History Month, was a result of growing radical pride black Americans to study and learn Black History Month as February. Ever since the president declared this to be February Black History Month in the classrooms. So all the classrooms at that time was designated and started with this Black History Month. Now there are some states were excluded from this or didn't do it, but there were some that pretty much, a lot of them did at the time and some didn't. And looking into it, there was a lot of Democrat states that did not want Black History Month. So, with that in mind, I just want to throw that out there because I mentioned that Monday on my show about when they were talking and stuff, and it's like I remember seeing and hearing and stuff like that when I was working in the schools. We that was taught. So I just couldn't understand why they want to change the history books, get rid of a lot of stuff that is just as important to America as anything else. Everybody is equal, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, I would think that we should all be equal, and the people that think it's not equal, I think they're wrong. Because they're the ones being racist. Not the people that, everybody's trying. There is some bad apples out there, and there's some people, were taught by their parents or whatever, to be hatreds and stuff like that. That's against God's beliefs, our beliefs with God. And, I think we need to strive and reunite as a whole and as one big family. Our nation is so free. I mean, we're free to do what we want, and there's nobody going to stop you for not, for going and, and having a peaceful protest. Okay, but like last night in Washington D.C., I sat there and I watched how, these protests and everything. The one, trying to think his name. He was on the news. Hell, I messed up again. On the news that he was trying to get to his hotel, and the rioters or the protesters, became rioters because after what they did, were trying to get to him, and they were talking about killing him and everything else, chanting, and and the cops were trying. There was only a couple cops were able to protect him and his wife and the one friend to get to their hotel and everything. There's no sense for that. And these guys that are killing people, why? I mean, why are we doing this kind of stuff? I don't get it. So, of course, in the one riot and everything, back to a little bit of the American flag and stuff, and there was a flag in Wisconsin where that one gentleman got shot in the back, where the rioters started burning buildings down and everything. The stupid, senseless people were burning and everything, and I watching his stream and the other streams as well. But I was actually watching his CJTV. I have it here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, CJTV. He was out there filming different things and everything around the area and stuff. And he noticed the flag, how close the flames were getting to that flagpole, and the flag itself. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, it's going to burn, And it was just melting my heart. But he actually took it, and one of the firefighters were close by or whatever, and as they were setting up, or they were bringing the flag down and everything, and he got it and everything, and he hurried up, and his buddy, I think it was, that works with him, he put it in a duffel bag and everything, and you could see here where he, holding up the flag now, where he saved it, and God bless you, CJ, and your friend. I think his name is Andrew. But you guys did a wonderful job, and plus videotaping and keeping us informed of all the craziness going out there. I mean, you put yourself in harm's way. I saw a lot of that pepper spray and stuff like that. But and they're sitting there, well, cops are using force. Well, if you wouldn't be sitting there throwing rocks and fireworks and these bottles and stuff and trash and barrels and lighting things on fire and stuff, the cops wouldn't need to be doing that. They will stay away. You want to have your march and whatever, go for it, but don't go and hurting other people. I mean, you destroy people's properties. Unbelievable the stuff that you guys did. It was very uncalled for destroying people's properties and vehicles and stuff like that. People work hard and sweat and pass down from generations to generations for these people to have what they have today. I mean, they didn't, get it for their looks or anything. They did it because, they were doing it for their community. And you now took away from their community. And let's hope they have insurance and it was covered for, arsonists from these rioters. I don't know how that's all works out. Haven't heard anything about that kind of stuff yet. I mean, not only got that kind of destruction going on with all that stuff, now you got the South being flooded with destruction and everything. I noticed my lighting everything just turned yellow. But yeah, it's just, there's so much happening around our country that, we don't need more added on top of it. It's okay to do your protest and riot, your protest and, march and stuff, but not do your riots. Let's not hurt people. That's just wrong. We got the COVID stuff going on in our country. This is a recent map of the hot spots right now. So if you're traveling and everything, you're a little more cautious when you travel in these areas. It's, excuse me, the COVID, my understanding, has come down a lot lately. So let's hopefully, let's still do our part, wash our hands, wear a face mask. I noticed last night, though, it kind of, Trump had his thing last night, and there was people not taking the proper distance, and there was a lot of people didn't have masks on and stuff. So, it's like, let's practice what you preach, right? But, let's, hopefully nobody gets sick from it. It's just, like I said, I just don't understand some of the stuff that's going on in our country. I worked hard for years and years. I supported my family. I did what I possibly could. I traveled, in this great nation of ours. I loved it, and it just seems to be shameful that to see our country being destroyed by these terrorist people. Because I'm calling them terrorists because, like they did the other day, they arrested. I think it was yesterday. They arrested like 4 different cars that were coming in. They noticed in the gas station somebody reported them or something, and they found fireworks, gas cans, all kinds of materials for destruction and stuff. And when I was watching these guys with their videos, stream videos and everything, I noticed there's always that there's like certain ones, plus with the ones with the blowhorns. They go around and they try to make it rougher, make it more damaging, because they'll start telling people to do certain things. And like the guy was saying this in the speech today, the leader of the band, you got the conductor, the marcher guy, he's the leader of the band, and everybody does what he says and stuff like that. Well, that's what it is. These guys were actually listening to these guys, and that's when all the chaos happens, and those guys disappear, and let everybody else charge in and destroy and hurt people, shoot people, knock them in the heads. I mean, there's been so many tragedies already. Not only the guy got shot in the back or the knee on the neck. What about the police officers that are getting shit thrown at them, bricks in their head, lasers blinding them, their eyes, everything else. Those cops didn't do any of that stuff to those people. I just don't get it. Hopefully we can come to a peaceful days without all this chaos. And I think by getting our sports back up, I noticed the kids football games and stuff like that, that's all kicking in nice. They're not doing anything but doing their games, and they're learning. If we have to, maybe stop watching the NFL and all them guys, and go with our local football games and stuff like that. Just watch them guys, because they're not out there to hurt and harm or protest or anything like that. And they put on a good game. So and for those guys who are protesting by kneeling down on the ground during the anthem, you're praying to the flag, that you're praying to God. That's the way it looks like to me. But I appreciate you guys. Please, if you like my show, please like it, share it, follow me. Any comments would be appreciated. I would love it. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's supposed to be nice around here, my understanding by the looks of the weather. And it's not going to be bad at all. So if you're out here driving around, boating, don't forget to stop in to the B&S gas station. If you're in Cochrane, stop by and make me an offer. Has some neat items for sale. Check them out. And like I said, there's local restaurants, local bars, stuff like that, cabins you can rent. There's hiking trails, there's bike trails, there's everything you can imagine we have around here. So if you're in the area, check us out. And if you have any comments, you want me to add your town, you want me to demonstrate anything, you got something you're making or you made or whatever, I'll be gladly to add to the show. Please help me out. I would appreciate it. Contact me. You can all you have to do is leave me a comment or whatever. I'm on Facebook as well. I'm on Twitter, and I'm also on YouTube. So God bless you guys. Please stay safe out there. Watch out for the other people.